Welcome, dear students. Today we shall talk about the origin, cultivation and utility of rice. Rice, Oryza sativa. It is believed is associated with wet, humid climate, though it is not a tropical plant. It is probably a descendant of wild grass that was most likely cultivated in the foothills of the far eastern Himalayas. Another school of thought believes that rice plant may have originated in southern India, then spread to the north of the country and then onwards to China. It is then arrived in Korea, the Philippines, and then Japan and Indonesia around 2000 BC to 1000 BC. When Alexander the Great invaded India in 327 BC, it is believed that he took the rice back to Greece. Arab travelers took it to the Egypt, Morocco and Spain, and that is how it traveled all across Europe. Portugal and Netherlands took rice to their colonies in West Africa, and then it traveled to America through the Columbian exchange of natural resources. But as is traditionally known, rice is a slow starter, and that is also true to the fact that it took close to 2 centuries after the voyages of Columbus for rice to take root in the Americas. Thereafter, the journey of rice continues with the Moors taking it to Spain in 700 AD, and then the Spanish brought rice to South America at the beginning of the 17th century. The genetic evidence suggests that all forms of Asian rice come from domestication of wild rice, Oryza rufipogonus, as early as 8200 to 13,500 before present in China. It was indicated that the domestication of rice occurred in the Pearl River Valley in China. However, some evidences suggest that rice was first domesticated in the Yangtze River Valley in China. From there, the rice spread to South and Southeast Asia. In Africa, the rice cultivation started about 3,500 years back. Between 1500 and 800 BC, Oryza glaberrima propagated from its original center, that is Niger River Delta, extending up to Senegal. The Asian species were introduced to East Africa and spread westward. The African rice helped Africa conquer its 1203 famine. The journey of rice around the world has been slow, but once it took root, it stayed and became a major agriculture and economic product for the people. In the Indian subcontinent, more than a quarter of the cultivated land is given to rice. It is a very essential part of the daily meal in the southern and eastern parts of India. In the northern and central parts of the subcontinent, where wheat is frequently eaten, rice holds its own and is cooked daily as well as on festivals and special occasions. India is an important center of rice cultivation. The rice is cultivated on the largest areas in India. Historians believe that while the indica variety of rice was the first domesticated in the area covering the foothills of the eastern Himalayas, that is, northeastern India, stretching through Burma, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, and southern China, the Japonica variety was domesticated from wild rice in southern China, which was introduced to India. Perennial wild rice still grow in Assam and Nepal. It seems to have appeared around 1400 BC in southern India after its domestication in the northern plains. It then spread to all the fertile alluvial plains watered by rivers. Some say that the word rice is derived from the Tamil word arisi. Rice is first mentioned in the Yajurveda in about 1500 to 800 BC, and then is frequently referred to in Sanskrit texts. In India, there is a saying that grains of rice should be like two brothers, close but not stuck together. Rice is often directly associated with prosperity and fertility. Hence, there is the custom of throwing rice at newlyweds. In India, rice is always the first food offered to the babies when they start eating solids, or to husbands by his new bride to ensure they will have children. The paddy grains found during excavation at Hastinapur in India around 1000 to 750 BC is considered as an oldest sample in the world. Southwest Himalayas has various types and varieties and indicated probable center of origin. Dickandall and Watt mentioned South India is the center of rice origin. Vavilov suggested that India and Myanmar should be regarded as the center of origin of cultivated rice. According to D. Chatterjee, there are altogether 24 species of genus Oryza, of which 21 are wild and 2, viz. Oryza sativa and Oryza glaberrima, are cultivated. Oryza sativa is grown in all rice growing areas, but Oryza glaberrima is confined to West Africa only. Thus, it indicates that there might have been two centers of origin of our cultivated rice: Southeastern Asia, that is India, Myanmar and Thailand, and West Africa. Now students, let us talk about importance of rice. Rice has shaped the culture, diets and economic of thousands of millions of people. For more than half of humanity, rice is life. Considering its important position, the United Nations designated year 2004 as the International Year of Rice. The importance of rice are as: number 1, rice is an important staple food crop for more than 60% of the world's people. Number 2, ready to eat products such as popped and puffed rice, instant or rice flakes, canned rice and fermented products are produced. Number 3, rice straw is used as cattle feed, used for thatching roof and in cottage industry for preparation of hats, mats, ropes, sound absorbing, straw board, and are used as litter material. Number 4, rice husk is used as an animal feed for paper making and as fuel source. Number 5, rice bran is used in cattle and poultry feed. Defatted bran, which is rich in protein, can be used in the preparation of biscuits and as cattle feed. Number 6, rice bran oil is used in soap industry. Refined oil can be used as a cooling medium like cotton seed oil or corn oil. Rice bran wax, a byproduct of rice bran oil, is used in industries. The two major rice varieties grown worldwide today are Oryza sativa indica and Oryza sativa japonica. The two cultivated rice species, Oryza sativa and Oryza glaberrima, belong to a species group called Oryza sativa complex, together with the 5 wild taxa Oryza rupipogan, Oryza longistaminata, Oryza barthai, Oryza glumipetula, and Oryza meridionalis. Among these taxa, only Oryza rupipogan produces fertile F1 hybrids with Oryza sativa, and therefore these two species are considered to belong to a single biological species. Together with all circumstantial evidence, this suggests that Oryza rupipogan is the ancestor of Oryza sativa. Similarly, it leaves no doubt that Oryza barthai is the ancestor of African rice, Oryza glaberrima. Now let's talk about the botanical description of rice plant. The rice plant is a member of Poaceae. It was previously known as Gramineae. The common cultivated rice plant is an annual which usually grows to a height of a half meter or 2 meters, but there are certain varieties that grow much taller, that is 6 to 9 meters. Some deep water rice varieties grow with the gradual rise of the flood water level. Rice plant can be divided into main two parts, namely root system and shoot system. Let us talk about root system. When a rice grain germinates in a well-drained upland soil, the sheath emerges. If it germinates in submerged lowlands, coleoptile emerges ahead of the coleorhizae. The primary embryonic roots, that is radicle, come out through the coleorhiza shortly after it appears. This is followed by two or more secondary roots, all of which develop lateral roots. The embryonic roots later die and are replaced by secondary adventitious roots produced from the underground nodes of the culm. Now let's talk about shoot system. Collectively applies to all plant part visible above the ground level. It is mainly composed of culms, leaves and inflorescence, that is panicle. Culm. The culm or stem is made up of series of nodes and internodes. The rice culms are usually hollow except at the nodes. Each node bears a leaf and a bud. Under favorable conditions, buds near ground level grow into tillers. The primary tillers give rise to secondary tillers, which give rise to tertiary tillers. Now let's talk about leaves. The leaves of the rice are sessile in nature. They are borne at an angle on the culm in two ranks along the stem, one at each node. The leaf blade is attached to the node by the leaf sheath. The rice leaf is similar to that of wheat, but is usually distinguished from it by the length of the ligule. In the rice, ligule is very prominent, usually more than 1 centimeter. The leaf number is more on a primary tiller than on the secondary and tertiary tillers. Let us talk about panicle. The rice inflorescence is known as panicle. It is a group of spikelets borne on the uppermost node of the culm. The primary panicle branch is divided into secondary and sometimes tertiary branches. These bear the spikelets. The spikelet. The individual spikelet consists of two outer glumes. All the parts found above the outer glumes are collectively called floret. It consists of a hard covering, the two sections of which are known as lemma and palea, that is the glumes, and the complete flower is between them. The lemma and palea together are known as the hull. The rice flower contains 6 functional stamens, that is male organ, and a pistil, female organ. At the base of the flower are 2 transparent structures known as lodicules. Rice is a self-pollinated crop. When rice flower becomes ready to bloom, the lodicules become turgid and push the lemma and palea apart, thus allowing the stamens to emerge outside the open floret. Rupturing of the anthers then leads to the shredding of pollen grains. After the pollen grains are shed on the stigma, the lemma and palea close. Now let's talk about grain, also known as caryopsis. Rice grain develops after pollination and fertilization are completed. The grain is tightly enclosed by the lemma and palea. The dehulled rice grain is known as brown rice, as brownish pericarp covers it. The pericarp is the outermost layer which envelopes the caryopsis and is removed when rice is milled and polished. The embryo lies at the ventral side of the spikelet next to the lemma. Adjacent to the embryo is a dot-like structure, the hilum. The embryo contains the plumule and radicle. The plumule is enclosed by a sheath known as coleoptile and the radicle by the coleorhizae. Dear students, let us now talk about the nutritional value of rice. Rice is a nutritional staple food which provides instant energy as its most important component is carbohydrate, that is starch. On the other hand, rice is poor in nitrogenous substances, with average composition of these substances being only 8% and fat content or lipids only negligible, that is 1%, and due to this reason, it is considered as a complete food for eating. Rice flour is rich in starch and is used for making various food materials. It is also used in some instances by brewers to make alcoholic malt. Likewise, rice straw mixed with other materials is used to produce porcelain, glass, and pottery. Rice is also used in manufacturing of paper pulp and livestock bedding. The variability of composition and characteristics of rice is really broad and depends on variety and environmental conditions under which the crop is grown. In husked rice, protein content ranges in between 7 to 12%. The use of nitrogen fertilizers increases the percentage content of some amino acids. The comparative nutritional value of cereals show difference in nutritional content of rice bran and raw rice. The brown rice is rich in some vitamins, especially B1, that is thiamine 0.34 milligram, B2 or riboflavin, that is 0.05 milligram, niacin or nicotinic acid, that is 4.7 milligram. In contrast, the white rice is poor in vitamins, that is 0.09 milligram of vitamin B1, vitamin B2 0.03 milligram, and 1.4 milligram of niacin, and minerals, as they are found mostly in the outer layer of the grain, which are removed by polishing processes or bleaching, whereas parboiled rice is rich in these vitamins as a result of their particular process. Cooking procedures can reduce the richness of vitamins and minerals in rice, and in fact, cooking is usually done with water, which is then neglected, and much of these nutrients dissolve in water and get wasted. Rice is strongly recommended in preparing specific diets against stomach and intestinal disease processes, as well as feeding the infants and old people due to its good digestible character. Now let us talk about medicinal value of rice. The immense diversity of rice germplasm is a rich source of many rice-based products and is also used for treating many health-related maladies such as indigestion, diabetes, arthritis, paralysis, epilepsy, and gives strength to pregnant and lactating mothers. Ancient Ayurvedic literature testify the medicinal and curative properties of different types of rice grown in India. Medicinal rice varieties like Kanthi Banko, Chhattisgarh, Meher, Sariyaful and Danwar from Orissa, Atkiya and Kari Batta from Karnataka are very common in India. Few varieties cultivated in restricted pockets of Kerala for their medicinal properties are Channulyu, Kanjinellu, Armakari, Karutha Chambivu. Now let us talk about rice growing regions in India. Rice is grown under so diverse soil and climatic conditions that it is said that there is hardly any type of soil in which it cannot be grown, including alkaline and acidic soils. Rice crop has also got wide physical adaptability. Therefore, it is grown from below sea level, Kerala, up to an elevation of 2000 meters in Jammu and Kashmir, hills of Uttaranchal, Himachal Pradesh and northeastern hills. The rice growing areas in the country can be broadly grouped into 5 regions. First, northeastern region. This region comprises of Assam and northeastern states. In Assam, rice is grown in the basin of Brahmaputra river. This region receives very heavy rainfall and rice is grown under rain-fed conditions. Second, Eastern region. This region comprises of Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Eastern Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. In this region, rice is grown on the basins of Ganga and Mahanandi rivers and has the highest intensity of rice cultivation in the country. This region receives heavy rainfall and rice is grown mainly under rain-fed conditions. Number third, Northern region. This region comprises of Haryana, Punjab, Western Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, and Jammu and Kashmir. The region experiences low winter temperature and single crop of rice from May to July to September to December is grown. Number fourth is Western region. This region comprises of Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Rajasthan. Rice is largely grown under rain-fed conditions during June to August and October to December. Number five, the southern region. This region comprises of Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. Rice is mainly grown in deltaic tracts of Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri rivers, and the non-deltaic rain-fed areas of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. Rice is grown under irrigated conditions in deltaic tracts. Now let's talk about global rice trade and rice export. Since 2012, India has been the largest global rice exporter, currently shipping more rice annually than the combined shipments of the next three largest exporters. India's rice exports increased by almost 49% in 2020 and then rose 46% more in 2021 to more than 21 million tons before peaking in 2022 at 22.1 million. India's exports are projected to decline in 2023 and 2024 due to government-imposed export restrictions. The next largest rice exporters are Thailand, Vietnam, Pakistan, the United States, China, Burma, and Cambodia, which along with India account for a combined 90% of the global rice trade. Cambodia started increasing exports in 2009 and are currently near record high. China substantially increased its exports in 2017 and returned as a major exporter in 2018, although shipments have recently declined. In contrast, US rice exports dropped by 26% in 2022 due to a small crop and uncompetitive prices. Thailand's exports dropped substantially in 2019 and 2020 and despite some expansion have remained well below the past levels. Pakistan's exports dropped 20% in 2023 due to severe flooding in the summer of 2022. Now, let us talk about global rice imports. On the global rice import side, Sub-Saharan Africa remains the largest rice importing region, slightly exceeding total imports by all of Asia and accounting for around 30% of global imports. The Middle East remains a large global import market, accounting for more than 70% of the region's rice consumption. Southeast Asia is also an important import market, showing recent growth after years of stagnation as the region's production expanded. The Philippines is the largest rice importer in Southeast Asia and is currently the largest global importer, importing almost 4 million tons annually. East Asian rice imports were boosted in 2021 and 22 by China's large purchases, but imports for this region have since returned to a more normal level. South Asia is the smallest rice importing region in Asia. Although Bangladesh's imports can rapidly increase after a crop shortfall, as in 2017 and 2018 after a weather reduced harvest, and in 2021 after a weak harvest. Rice imports by South America are projected to expand around 13% in 2023, with Brazil accounting for most of the expected increase. From 2012 to 2022, South American imports were nearly flat due to flat to declining consumption in most countries, growth, and near steady regional production. Both North America and the European Union are currently importing record or near record amounts of rice, although both regions have a low per capita rice consumption compared with Asia and sub-Saharan Africa. These regions are large markets for Asian aromatic varieties, specialty rices that are high priced and account for a growing share of global rice trade. So dear student, it was all about today's lecture regarding the origin, cultivation and utility of rice. Hope you have understood it well. See you next time with a new topic. Till then, take care and goodbye.